Ever been sandwiched in a crowded public transport during rush hour, suddenly assaulted by the distinct smell of perspiration from the person in front of you? These circumstances can induce discomfort and irritation, especially when that person turns out to be a non-stop chatty Cathy, conducting a loud phone conversation. Any attempt to correct them gets met with rude retorts and continued disruptive conduct. We've all experienced this, dealing with discourteous or irritating individuals in daily situations, whether on buses, trains, streets, eateries, workplaces, in traffic, or even in our personal spaces. These problem causers come from all corners of the globe and every socioeconomic condition. Many seem oblivious of basic social manners, while others intentionally ignore them. So, how should we deal with such individuals? Ancient Stoic philosophers give us some valuable perspectives. They frequently discussed how to deal with challenging individuals, including deceitful family members, negligent parents, rude individuals in public baths, and those ignoring hygiene and manners in communal spaces. How should we behave around loud, odorous passengers, annoying coworkers, or even abusive or narcissistic people we meet? This video delves into the matter of managing relationships with difficult individuals, including those who lack personal hygiene, from a Stoic philosophical viewpoint, illustrated with relevant personal stories. After being banished from Rome, Epictetus relocated to Nicopolis in northern Greece, making it his permanent residency. In Nicopolis, he established a philosophy school where he had the opportunity to mentor a talented young man named Arrian. Through Arrian, Epictetus's invaluable teachings were conserved for future generations. He compiled a thorough series of lectures and summarized the most crucial lessons imparted by his teacher. One such lesson emphasizes a key aspect of Roman life: public bathing. Public baths were a major institution in the Roman Empire, with the bathing culture inherited from the ancient Greeks, spreading across the Mediterranean region. Bathing was more than just a hygiene practice, it was a social activity. Romans visited public baths not just for cleanliness but also for social interaction, to extend invitations for social events, or, for politicians, to gather public support. Even wealthy individuals who could afford private baths were attracted to the social dynamics of public bathhouses. These places offered a setting for physical exercise, social interaction, relaxation, and entertainment. However, as one can imagine, the diversity of visitors in these crowded public spaces often led to improper behaviors. Some bathgoers behaved recklessly, splashing water on others, stealing belongings, or acting as if they owned the place. Reading Stoic literature, one realizes that human nature has remained consistent over time, with challenging individuals always present. So, what was Epictetus's advice for handling such troublesome individuals in his time? Epictetus urged his students to reflect on the nature of their daily activities. Each situation, like visiting a public bathhouse, has its unique attributes. When visiting such places, one should be prepared to face adversities such as getting splashed with water, chaos, offensive language, shouting, intimidating behavior, or other annoyances. By understanding and accepting these inherent conditions of the environment, we won't be taken by surprise when they occur. So, what does Epictetus recommend? He suggests that our focus shouldn't be solely on the action itself, such as bathing, but on maintaining composure and emotional control amid these situations. Adversities, according to Epictetus, can be handled more appropriately if we remind ourselves of the true nature of the activity we are engaged in. For example, when bathing, our objective should not solely be cleanliness but also maintaining harmony with nature. If we get annoyed by the events that arise during the bath, we fail in aligning our minds with nature. This Stoic perspective can similarly be applied to using public transportation. We shouldn't always expect a peaceful and comfortable journey with friendly individuals and punctuality. Anyone familiar with public transportation knows that there will be uncomfortable situations, such as noise, unpleasant odors, and fare evaders. So, how would a Stoic approach the use of public transportation? Following Epictetus's teachings, the answer involves two parts. Firstly, before leaving home, reflect on the nature of the public transport journey. Acknowledge that there may be delays, grumpy staff, and undesirable passengers. Secondly, during the trip, focus on maintaining inner peace and serenity. Be prepared for any challenges that may arise and handle them with composure. By adopting this mindset, we demonstrate our commitment to transforming our lives with Stoic wisdom. If you resonate with these teachings and are ready for the Stoic transformation, I invite you to join our incredible community of serenity seekers. Click on subscribe and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with the powerful insights we share. And don't forget to leave a comment below with the phrase, "I'm ready for the Stoic transformation," to show that you are a true warrior of self-awareness. If you found value in this video, show some love by clicking on the like button. Your support helps spread these valuable lessons to more people who are ready for a life change. Thank you for being here, dedicating yourself to your growth, and being a part of this transformative journey. Marcus Aurelius, recognized as one of the great Roman emperors and a follower of Stoicism, also had daily interactions with a variety of challenging individuals. Dealing with arrogant, demanding, unjust, and dishonest individuals was a monumental task for an emperor. In his quest for wisdom and inner tranquility, Marcus Aurelius used writing in his personal diary to reflect on various aspects of life and human behavior. One topic he delved into was the challenge of dealing with difficult people, including the unpleasant issue of body odors. Marcus Aurelius reminds us not to get annoyed but to use reason and empathy to understand the situation. If possible, we should help the other person become aware of the problem. This approach reflects a practical and understanding perspective on Stoic teachings. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control, our reactions and actions, and accept or empathize with what we cannot control, such as others' behavior. Regarding the issue of dealing with unpleasant behaviors in close relationships, such as with parents, Epictetus's teachings are once again useful. He advises us to look at challenging situations from a different angle, seeking a handle that we can carry. That is the perspective that allows us to deal with the situation in a healthier and constructive way. It often involves focusing on the positive aspects of the relationship or the person's good qualities rather than dwelling on the negatives. However, there are situations where a person can be so toxic that the relationship becomes unsustainable. In such cases, it may be necessary to set clear boundaries or even distance oneself from the person to preserve one's well-being. The Stoics deeply valued inner tranquility and wisdom and recognized that in certain situations, the wisest action might be to protect oneself from negative influences. It's essential to remember that Stoic teachings don't encourage passivity or accepting injustices without questioning. Instead, they encourage us to act according to our values and principles, always focusing on maintaining inner serenity and the right perspective on situations and people around us. However, they also acknowledge that there are times when the situation becomes unbearable, and the wisest and healthiest decision is to step away. The key here is recognizing that we have the choice to stay or leave, and this choice should be based on a careful and rational assessment of the situation rather than emotional impulses. Your decision to distance yourself from a toxic family member aligns with Stoic teachings. Stoics don't encourage us to passively accept mistreatment, but to recognize what is within our control and act accordingly, even if it means making tough decisions like distancing ourselves from a familial relationship. Epictetus often emphasized the importance of recognizing our own agency and choosing how to respond to situations. In the excerpt you mentioned, he highlights that we shouldn't feel oppressed or miserable even in the face of challenging individuals because we have the power of choice. We can choose to stay or we can choose to leave. Your decision to distance yourself from a toxic family member wasn't easy, but it demonstrated self-respect and the recognition of your own worth. It was also a practical application of Stoic principles to recognize what is under your control, to act according to your values, and to seek serenity regardless of external circumstances. The Stoic approach you described for dealing with challenging individuals and the temptation to seek revenge is profound and reflects timeless wisdom. Stoics believed we should focus on what is within our control, and our actions and reactions certainly fall under that category. They also emphasized the importance of virtue as the highest good and believed we should strive to live in accordance with nature and reason. When it comes to dealing with challenging individuals, the Stoic approach can be incredibly liberating. Instead of allowing ourselves to be consumed by anger, resentment, or a desire for revenge, we can choose to respond with compassion, understanding, and, when necessary, healthy detachment. This doesn't mean we should tolerate mistreatment or allow others to harm us. On the contrary, we can set firm boundaries and proactively protect ourselves. However, we don't let the actions of others disturb our inner peace or lead us to act in ways that compromise our values and integrity. Regarding revenge, the Stoic perspective you shared is a powerful reminder that seeking revenge ultimately hurts us more than the person we are trying to punish.